It is the Three Guys Talking Ball podcast, back again for another week. It is our week one preview. Before we do that, though, we've got our college football playoff and NFL predictions to go here. So we're going to do that before we preview week one. A loaded week one schedule, probably one of the best week ones that we've had in quite a couple of years anyways, but going to be exciting. The start of football season is here. We finally made it. We had a week 0. We had the appetizer last week. Now we get the whole entree starting this week. And I can't wait, guys. I cannot wait till when that ball kicks at 10 o'clock Saturday morning, and I am just a fat pig for the next 15 hours where all I'm going to do, the only time I'm going to get up to go to the bathroom is when I have to take a piss.
Honestly, if the Gophers lose tomorrow, I'm just going to be a drunk pig all weekend. So it's basically the same thing.
Well, if they lose to Buffalo, you should be a drunk pig all weekend.
Yeah.
As long as they don't lose to Northwestern State the following week, then they might be okay.
Never know. 11-1 is still a possibility in that role.
You know, if they lose to Northwestern State, all the stock I bought in Minnesota last week, I want back. And I never want to hear.
There's no taking it back. It is.
I never want to hear anyone say PJ Fleck ever again.
Warren Buffett didn't get big selling his stock low. He got it when he sold it high, Grant.
I mean,
so you keep that stock. You hang on to that, and when they go in and beat Ohio State, whatever week that is, go into the horseshoe and beat Ohio State, then you sell the stock.
You could be like,
because it ain't ever going to be higher.
About their lowest time and then sell it. It could be the opposite, like Grant said.
Well, also, I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to the stock market, so I don't know what I'm doing. I would just be upset that I believed in this team. Want to go outside? And they let me down.
That's fair.
Well, that's just kind of how life is. Sometimes you get let down. Sometimes.
But that's okay.
Life happens.
It's okay. It does. It's how you respond to it. Here. Okay, good. YouTube stream is up. It appears. As I try to post to our... Oh, yeah, there we go.
All right. I'm multitasking.
But, fellas.
I'm multitasking now, guys.
Is Grant a woman?
Nope. I don't think so. Well, I'm gonna feed a dog here, but I'm gonna podcast at the same time. I can do this.
Wow. Impressive stuff.
You got this.
I got it, boys. All right. Let's do this.
Give her that wet dog food.
That's what she is. Because she's a dog, and she's a spoiled dog.
But all right, fellas, the week one preview can wait here. We're gonna go with our college football playoff predictions here. I'll get us started. We'll do the hats when we do the week one preview. So
no, that's fair.
We'll start. We'll go with our top 4 seeds, and then we'll do the playoff matchup. So, my top 4 seeds coming in at number 4 is going to be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, their schedule
could get a top 4 seed.
Yeah, they can now because they changed it this year.
They did. Okay.
They changed it this year because they're going to reseed after the first round.
That's right. That's right.
So
the highest seed so basically the highest seed then plays the 1 seed?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like what the NFL is.
So Oregon's not going to get screwed over like they did last year, possibly.
Yes.
Yes. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, I think if they beat Miami on Sunday night, I think they run the table, go undefeated, but I think because they don't play in a conference, potentially the committee might give them an unfair advantage on that, and I think they're going to be put at the 4 seed. In the 3 spot, I got my Big Ten champions, the Penn State Nittany Lions, and then in the 2 seed, I got the Texas Longhorns, and the 1 seed, rounding out the byes, is going to be the Clemson Tigers. I think they're going to beat LSU. I think they're going to run the table in the ACC. I think that's going to be enough to get them the 1 seed. I think they might be the only playoff team potentially outside of Notre Dame that runs the table in the regular season and goes undefeated. So,
and if they can beat South Carolina too at the last game of the regular season,
Oh,
That would
yeah.
be that would be. You never know. Carolina got hot at the end of the year last year. That would be what 11 Power 5 wins on the year.
They've gone back. I think they. I want to say Clemson has lost 3 straight to the Gamecocks. I want to say.
I thought it was 2. I thought they won in 22.
That'd be 3. No, it would be 2. You're right.
No, that was the game Rattler threw for five touchdowns.
Oh, so then you're right. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I think Rattler was 2-0 against the Tigers. But in the 5-12 matchup, actually I'll start 8-9. I have my Big 12 champion, the Kansas State Wildcats, taking on the 9 seed, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And then in the 5-12 matchup, I have the LSU Tigers, the SEC runner-up, taking on an all Louisiana battle here in the opening round of the playoffs. The Tulane Green Wave as my group of 5 team coming out and representing the group of 5 in the college football playoff. In the 6th spot, I have the Oregon Ducks taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And then rounding out in the 7-10 matchup, I have the Michigan Wolverines playing home the Alabama Crimson Tide. Those are my 12 teams. So in the 8-9 matchup, I have Kansas State, Ohio State. I got the Buckeyes winning. I think Kansas State's going to have a really good year, but I think Ohio State, their talent is going to show. They're going to be clicking after they've had a couple of weeks off after another 4th place finish in the Big Ten and a loss to Michigan 5 straight. In the Louisiana Bowl, and I simply picked this just because this is what I want, is I have LSU and Tulane. I have LSU winning, which sets up a matchup with the Brian Kelly Bowl. Brian Kelly returning to Notre Dame Stadium to take on the Fighting Irish. And then in the 6-11 matchup, Oregon, Texas, I got the Ducks. Texas Tech, they have enough money to get them to the playoff. I don't have them winning a game. And in the 7-10 matchup for the 3rd year in a row, Michigan versus Alabama. It's going to be way too cold for Alabama. They're not going to be able to handle the cold. Michigan takes care of them, beats them in the big house. So that is, I'll go the second round, quarterfinals, and then
Dylan, I have a question.
Yes.
To be a top 4 seed, do you have to win your conference, or are you just the fourth team? Or is it win your conference or Notre Dame?
Pretty much.
It's you. I think you have to be a top team. You don't have to win your conference, but I think they still will seed it as such.
Like, I don't think you're ever going to see a Boise State get a 3 seed again. I really don't.
No,
I get that, but I'm saying like a team like Penn State, could they, if they lose in the Big Ten title game, could they still be a top 4?
I
think if that's their only loss in the Big Ten title game, I think there's a good argument that they could be a top 4 seed and get a bye.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know for my seeding purposes.
So, Clemson, Ohio State, I got the Tigers. Ohio State, they aren't repeating. Notre Dame, LSU. Now, in the Brian Kelly Bowl, returning. LSU, we still haven't seen him win a big game. Brian Kelly, we're not sure if he's a big game coach. Give me the Irish. The crowd is going to absolutely berate him, and I don't think he's going to be able to handle it. Give me the Irish. Penn State, Oregon. The 3rd time these teams are going to play, and I think State, Oregon split in the Big Ten championship, Big Ten in the regular season and in the championship. I got Penn State winning the grudge match. I think there's just too much too much experience, too much senior leadership. This Penn State team is hungry and on a mission. Give me the Nittany Lions to advance to the semifinals. And in Texas and Michigan, Michigan's time, I think they're going to exceed expectations. I don't think they're going to beat Texas. I think there's still a young team. I think they're still going to be a year away from seriously competing. But winning a playoff game in Sharon Moore's second year, I think program is headed in the right direction. But Texas moves on to the semifinals. So, Ethan, Grant, you guys can kind of mud wrestle for whoever.
I'm excited for this. I want to go. Sorry, Grant.
All right, Ethan, you're up.
So, 4 seed, we're running it back. It's Arizona State. I think Levitt, Tyson, wide receiver, going to run the Big 12. not even that they win the Big 12. I think they might go undefeated in it. Honestly, none of those teams in the Big 12 really scare me. 3 seed, we're going with Penn State. The only reason we did Clemson over Penn State is the non-conference schedule. Penn State plays absolutely nobody. Clemson, South Carolina, LSU. Find a better non-conference schedule. I guarantee you won't.
I don't think you can.
Number 1, Texas. So I said at the beginning, I think they're the best roster in football, even though they're young. I think they're really good. So back to the top. Who
do you have as a 2 seed?
Clemson.
Oh,
yeah, Clemson was over Penn State.
Yeah,
and Arizona State was 4.
Yeah, got it.
Yep. All right, so up to the top. Number 12 seed, a former NDSU nemesis, the Dukes of James Madison. We're putting them at the 12th seed. They will be playing the 5 seed, Notre Dame. The 9th seed is going to be Alabama, and they're going to be traveling to Oregon, Eugene.
I'm all for that game.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. The 11th seed, the Fighting Jeff Brahms of Louisville are the 11th seed, and they're going to be traveling to Ohio State, back in the Big Ten territory for Jeff Brown.
So Ohio State's a 6.
We're sticking, they're the 6, and then we're sticking in the Big Ten for the 10 seed. The Illinois Fighting Illini go to Georgia, the 7 seed. So now let's get into the actual game. So Notre Dame dismantles James Madison. It's over. They move on to play Arizona State. Alabama loses to Oregon. I think Oregon stays home field there. Louisville loses to Ohio State. And Illinois beats Georgia.
Ooh, that's a take, folks.
And they beat them. Luke Altmaier shows them who's boss.
Oh, take that, Brandon Walker. That's a take.
It switches the bracket up a lot. So one, you have Notre Dame, Arizona State. Did we say who wins that game, Dylan? Because we go to the Final Four.
We haven't. We will. So I'm gonna go. You're just so I have them correct, Ethan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm trying to. I have it written out, but having to change it because of the seeding factor. So you would have Texas playing Illinois.
Yes.
Arizona State playing Notre Dame.
Yep.
Clemson playing Oregon.
Yep. That's a game.
And Penn State playing Ohio State.
Oh, yeah, God. Sign me up for this one.
There's so many good games. God, I might be an Illinois fan. I don't know.
Well, someone's got to stick with the old Big Ten West.
God, Brett Bielema is so good.
So, is it my turn now?
I think so, because we haven't done the Final Four.
No, Ethan's got to do the winners.
Okay,
Ethan's got to get to the Final Four.
So I have Notre Dame beating Arizona State. The Illinois Miracle Run stops in Texas. Penn State knocks off the defending national champs, and Clemson moves past Oregon.
Ooh.
All right. So Ethan's got his Final Four, and it is identical. Never mind. I'm going to shut up. Grant, who do you got now in your
So we're going to start, again, boys, with the top 4 seeds. We're going to start with the number 4 team in the country, and that is the team who is going to lose in the Big Ten title game, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Yes, I have some questions on James Franklin in the big games. They lost some pieces on this defense last year. They might have the best offensive line in America. They have the 2 best running backs in America. And if Drew Aller can slowly get better each week like he did last year, second year with the same offensive coordinator, Penn State's going to be good. Number 3 seed, I got the Big Ten champs. I'm the highest person in this panel on this team, but we'll see. The Ohio State Buckeyes. I really do feel that Michigan loss last year brought this team together, and Ryan Day is going to listen to his team. And Ohio State, they don't rebuild, they just retool. When you have and also it helps when you have the 2 best players in college football. Is Cornell. I like their number 2 receiver.
Cornell Tate. Yep.
Cornell Tate. They're going to have running backs to get this thing going while Julius saying is trying to feel comfortable. I think Ohio State is going to be good. And I think Matt Patricia coming back as a defensive coordinator, going to prove some people wrong. Ohio State's going to have a top-notch defense again. The number 2 team in the country, that would be the Clemson Tigers. I almost had them at number 1
I considered it.
I really, really considered it because this team is loaded. But the inexperience at the wide receiver position, I think it might take them a while to get moving and grooving, where they might not have as sexy of wins as the number one team that I have. But they're going to be good. This is going to be the closest Clemson has looked to being like Clemson
bowl season,
in a long time.
Best receiver room in the country, though.
That's where we need to watch out. This team is going to be good in September because that defensive front is nasty, and they're going to scare the shit out of LSU. If LSU is going to have to play 7 offensive linemen in that game,
Musmeyer might wish he hurt his knee worse,
or he's just going to wish he went to the NFL.
Yeah.
With Clemson, I don't know. But Clemson, the number 2, Cade Klubnik.
It would help their playoff odds if he didn't play and they lost. Just saying. I'm just saying.
I think you're right. And Klubnik, he might be the best quarterback in America this year.
Yeah,
he grew so much towards the end of the year last year, and year 3 in the system as a senior. He's the leader of that team. But yeah, like Ethan said, number 1 team in America, Texas. They're just loaded top to bottom. And you know what? After they got their ass handed to them 3 times in their 3 biggest games last year, I think Sark's going to put an emphasis on this offensive line this year. Yes, you lose Kelvin Banks, but the way they've recruited, the way that Sark has developed this team, that culture is set. They believe in Arch, the talent that he has around them with that stable of running backs, and how vicious that defense was last year. They have the best defensive lineman, linebacker, and safety in the SEC. Texas is the best team in America, and they're going to be the number 1 seed overall. So, real quick here, we'll go 5 through 12. So, 5 seed, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Dylan, like you said, I think they're going to beat Miami, but they're also going to lose a game they shouldn't lose because it's Marcus Freeman, it's Notre Dame, it's what they do. But they're going to be just fine. Penn State might have the 2 best running backs in America, but Notre Dame has the best running back in Jeremiah Love.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good, and they're just going to roll over people. Number 6, I got the LSU Tigers. I'm a little bullish on them because I think Nussmeier is special, and he's going to take this Brian Kelly offense to new heights. Year 2 under the new defensive coordinator, a lot of good talent coming back, and I think they know this is the year. So LSU is going to be the 6th seed. And then at the 7, I got the Oregon Ducks. It's going to take them a while to get going, but like I said, I feel like Dan Lanning, that culture, once they get their pieces going, trying to replace all those starters from last year, they're going to be just fine. So the Oregon Ducks are going to be at 7. The 8th seed, I got the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kalen DeBoer, he wins everywhere he goes. He kind of had a couple of those hiccups last year where dominate LSU, beat Georgia, thrash Wisconsin. I know Wisconsin wasn't much, but that bad loss to Oklahoma and fall on your face against Vanderbilt, that is the learning curve that I think they're going to get past this year, and Alabama's just going to be fine. The number 9 seed,
Ryan Grubb also returns as OC.
And Ryan Grubb returns as OC, and I think that's going to be a huge dividends for DeBoer and this team. And also, I feel like their passer is more of a complete passer. With Ryan Williams, they're going to take the ball up top of the defense like they were at Washington. The 9th seed, the Arizona State Sun Devils. Big 12 champs, like Ethan said. Sam Leavitt's the best quarterback in that conference. And I just think they're the best team. I think they have the best culture. They're going to build off of what they did last year. And with the talent that is in the state of Arizona and California, I think they might be able to pull away a little bit here in the Big 12.
Would you say he's a top 10 quarterback in the country?
I definitely think he is.
This year especially, because there's really no quarterback you look at that actually has proven outside of Klubnik and Drew Aller. There's a lot of inexperience at the quarterback position this year.
How Michigan State took Childs or whatever his name is instead of him, mind blowing.
That's
who cares? It's Michigan State.
Yeah, and that's how you lose jobs, and also how you hit on someone talking about sexual assault victims. But hey, that's Michigan State for you. Thanks, Dan Gilbert. You're a great donor.
Shout out to that athletic trainer.
And then the number 10 seed, Ethan and I, we're thinking alike. The Fighting
Yep.
Illini.
God, I love my Fighting Illini.
Yeah, the Fighting Illini.
If I
Mullins got that culture. Altmaier, one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the country this year. And also that win last year against South Carolina in that bowl game, they got this thing rolling. Then my 11th seed.
And that's right. And that was like a full South Carolina squad.
And that was a full South Carolina team.
Uh-huh.
And watching that bowl game last year, guys, reminded me of bowl games pre-2020. Both teams wanted that. That wasn't we don't care. We don't want to be here. Best players are opting out. It meant everything for both of those schools.
Yeah.
The 11th seed, my group of 5 champion, until someone takes them out, Boise State. And the 12th and final team, only getting in the playoff because their paper is Charmin soft. I talked about them a couple weeks ago in the SEC, the Missouri Tigers.
Ooh.
Our boy Pagula is not their starter. It's still up for debate.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
He's starting the first half. The other guy's starting the second half.
How about that?
I told you I haven't heard anything.
That's not good.
He's terrible on TV, by the way. I texted you guys that. You ignored me. But my God.
I saw that.
Keith Thamel's just a despicable human.
He literally talks like he's reporting. Like, he'll just like abruptly end, like just like when they're like, oh, like, boom, it's done. He does that on TV, and it's like, bro, like, that's not a segue. Like, you need to have a segue to go.
This isn't a tweet. You just don't
not like
end it.
Reporting where it's just like it's done. Like, it's horrendous to watch. College Football Live, stay away from it.
God, College Football Live used to be something worth watching. Sorry.
Used to be the show.
Oh, God,
baseball tonight.
Chase Daniels is going to be on ESPN now. I think that's a fantastic.
I love Chase Daniels.
That's a great hire. I like Chase. He's good to listen to.
You know what? He's so much better than Dan Orlovsky. It's incredible. And I like Dan. I don't mind Dan, but Chase is so much better. You can tell Chase Daniels spent a lot of time in the NFL. Yeah, sure, he was a backup, but he played behind a lot of good starters because that boy is.
He also never ran out of the end zone.
He never ran out of the back of the end zone.
Did you guys watch like First Things First anymore with like Nick Wright and them anymore?
No, God no. I know Grant does because Grant's got a poster of him up in his room.
True. There's a guy named Danny. Who's the Danny guy? It's not Danny the quarterback.
Danny Parkins. He's hosted the Herd.
He picked the Packers to get last as well.
Well, let's go.
I knew I liked Danny. He's based out of Chicago. Danny's good.
He did pick the Bears.
He's hosted the Herd a few times. I've enjoyed listening to him.
He's not bad. He did pick the Bears over the Vikings to make the playoffs for the second seed. So the Chicago part makes sense. But I also can see why they think that. I absolutely can see that. So I'm not going to sit here and say the Vikings are that much better. Like, it's a very real possibility.
So Grant, matchups now. Who do you got?
So Notre Dame, Missouri. This one, it's pretty easy. Notre Dame easy. I'm going to say Notre Dame easy last year, like when they beat Indiana. LSU and Boise State. Again, LSU is just too much for Boise State. Boise State, they're a great group of 5 team, but when it comes to facing the big dogs, they're just not there. Back then when I would consistently root for the Iowa Hawkeyes each week, when they'd play Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan, minus that one time against Ohio State, they were just always 3 or 4 players away. Same with Boise. Give me the LSU Tigers. In the 7-10 matchup, Oregon versus Illinois. Just because this game is in Eugene, I'm going with the Ducks. I think Dan Lanning's going to get this team figured out. And then his defensive mastermind that he is going to get going in this game. He's going to slow Illinois' run game down, make Luke Altmaier beat him. Luke's not going to be able to do it. That crowd nice in Oregon, and Eugene takes the Ducks to the second round. And then in the 8-9 matchup, Arizona State, Alabama. Upset. We have trouble brewing in Tuscaloosa because the Arizona State Sun Devils are going in, and they're going to finish this game out, and they're going to beat the Crimson Tide.
The first road win of the college football playoff, too.
No. Illinois beat Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
But I just
Well, and I had Ohio State beating Kansas State.
Do not talk bad about my fight in Illini.
But no, I think Arizona State's going to go in and they're going to get Alabama. Arizona State's going to learn from their mistakes last year against Texas, and they're going to be able to close that game out.
They should have beat them. Let's just call it.
They should have beat them. 4th and 16, and you let was it Golden who scored? You let him get past you. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Not even that. They got completely screwed by the refs. Let's just call it what it is.
Oh yeah, they wanted Texas, Ohio State. They wanted Texas, Ohio State. They wanted Texas, Oregon. Let's not kid ourselves.
There's a cliff I'm going to die on. It's that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even a fan.
Okay, so then I need to refigure this
No,
out.
we got back to me.
Well, don't I need my semifinal teams? Because don't you?
Oh yeah,
guys,
you do.
Yeah. So then, if I'm
I
not
gotta
mistaken,
have more pace here.
Dylan, it's going to be Texas, Arizona State, right? The 1-9 matchup.
Yep. It's pretty much chalk for you.
Well, yeah, we're going Texas. LSU, Ohio State. Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Yep. Clemson, Oregon, Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State, Notre Dame.
Penn State, Notre Dame.
Isn't that a semifinals last year?
It's a 4.
Yeah, that's the 4-5 game. You know what? So we'll start 1-9 because I have Arizona State and Texas. Texas. Here's the difference. Quinn Ewers.
Another rematch.
Another rematch. Jeepers, cramming.
It's all about the rematches this year.
I am a big fan of rematches. Texas, Arizona State, just like last year's game. Texas, they're too big, they're too strong, they're too physical. Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning, I think by this time is going to be comfortable. He's going to have a live arm. That offense is going to be rolling. He's not going to alligator arm stuff like Quinn did. Give me the Texas Longhorns. Clemson, Oregon. Clemson's defense, the defensive line, they're too big. Too big, too strong, too physical. Give me the Tigers. Give me the Tigers to advance there. The 3-6 matchup, Ohio State and LSU. Give me LSU, guys. Give me the 6 seed.
Oh, we got an upset.
I got an upset because this is when I think.
Oh, I'm here for it. Here for it.
This is when I think Garrett Nussmeier shows everyone, you know what? Don't forget about me. I should be the first or second quarterback taken in this draft.
Brian Kelly's breaking out the mold here.
And Brian Kelly finally gets past it in the bowl game right here. I really love this LSU offense, and I think they're going to be able to keep Ohio State somewhat on edge. And I think this LSU defense is going to get better throughout the year. Number 1 transfer portal class this year. They've always had athletes on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to get that figured out. Harold Perkins is back. The Weeks brothers at the linebackers. Give me the Tigers. And then the 4-5 matchup, Notre Dame, Penn State. Penn State gets them this year.
Okay.
I think Penn State gets them this year. I think the passing game is going to be improved with those 2 running backs. In that running game, Penn State is slowly going to wear down Notre Dame. And I don't know if Notre Dame's going to have a passing game or if their quarterback they can trust like they could trust Riley Leonard last year to make a play when he needs to, when it matters most. So give me Penn State.
All right. We're on to the semifinals here. So I've got in mine, I have Clemson, Notre Dame, and no, they don't play each other this year. But these 2 teams have played. We've had some classics. You go back to the 2020 game when Notre Dame beat Clemson. You go back to 2015 in the rain in a hurricane when Clemson beat Notre Dame, had a 2-point conversion stop. That was the origins of the Bring Your Own Guts game.
That was the Bring Your Own Guts game, right?
BYOG. Yep. And I think this game is going to be similar. Is going to be a Bring Your Own Guts game, and I think the same team that won that game wins this one. Give me the Tigers to advance to the national championship, and the team they're going to be playing is another team in orange, and it's Penn State, Texas. I have. Give me the Longhorns. This team is on a mission. I think Arch, like you've said, is going to be clicking on all cylinders. They're going to have they might have a hiccup in the regular season, but they're going to be clicking. Sark, I think, has learned from some of his shortcomings in the playoff. They finally get over the hump, which sets up an all-orange matchup here in the national championship. And we've talked about that this is going to be a team. This seems like a year that Clemson gets back to what we remember in the late to end the decade of the tens. I think it also ends similarly to what it did in 2018. I have the Clemson Tigers winning it all and Dabo Swinney getting his third national championship as they beat Texas. I think I go with a little bit more experience, a little bit more. I trust Cade Klubnik a little bit more than Arch. That might change by the end of the year, but I think Cade Klubnik, third year in the Garrett Riley system. Dabo Swinney, a proven big game coach, a proven national champion. I think Sark gets a little bit too cute in the national title. That's why I have Clemson winning it all.
All right. Well, I have 5-1. Notre Dame, Texas. I just think Texas is too talented. Notre Dame, new quarterback, like obviously going to be good. Jeremiah Love, stud. Texas is too good. Go to the bottom half of the bracket. Penn State, Clemson. I really do think Aller solidifies himself as a top 5 pick come, April, May, whatever the heck the draft is.
Yeah, late April.
I think the Clemson defense, particularly the defensive line, puts him in too many positions for turnovers. And Terrell, I think it's Terrell. I think they still have a Terrell, actually, as the corner. He makes
the youngest brother, yeah.
Younger brother of AJ. Yeah, he's still there,
yeah.
Which is nuts. But they're going to just force him into too many turnovers. I think Clemson, Texas, same thing. Whoever wins is the orange team of all time. That's what we're going to go with. Clemson, it's hard to pick against them. I really love Dabo. He's probably as close as you can get to Fleck in terms of like a head coach, in terms of culture, just how he acts and how he coaches a little bit. They're very, very similar in that aspect. It's always the run that really gets that offense going. I'm going Clemson. I really do think Dabo gives a middle finger to all the coaches and all the media that said he's done, he's over. They kind of wrote him off after their 3 years ago. He's adapted. He's gotten back to the peak, and Clemson wins.
Even to your point about how Clemson and Minnesota, the running game, gets those offenses going, people forget Travis Etienne was the ACC Offensive Player of the Year 2 times.
Yeah.
In the Trevor Lawrence era. Not Trevor Lawrence. Etienne.
No.
Etienne.
Yeah. That running game creates all those mismatches downfield, the explosives. That's what Dabo.
Look at Garrett's brother Lincoln at Oklahoma. When Oklahoma was Oklahoma, that was with Bob Stoops' players, that big heavy offensive line, and they were mowing people over.
Yep.
We make it a complex game, but it's really not.
It's not.
Grant, over to you now. What do you got?
So
Dylan, Texas, Penn State, Clemson, LSU.
So we'll start with the 1-4 matchup. Like we talked about, I think Penn State's going to get better as the year goes on. Aller's going to prove that, hey, you know what, we can get this passing game going. But you know what? It's not enough. Missing Abdul Carter in those horses on that Penn State defensive line from the previous year, that's going to catch up to them in this game because they're not going to be able to slow this Texas run game down. They're not going to be able to get after Arch. And I've always been a little suspect of the Penn State secondary, and I think that shows in this game. And then also this Texas defensive line in this front 7 slows down Penn State's running game, where Aller has to make a play, and these receivers, they can't do it. They come up short in the semifinals like last year against Notre Dame. If I'm not mistaken, they didn't complete a pass to a wide receiver in that semifinal game, guys. If I'm not mistaken.
They did not.
You're not going to be able to do that to beat Texas. Sure, Jeremiah Smith only had 1 catch for 3 yards last year, but Tate had, I think, 8 for 75 in that game. I don't see it on that Penn State roster when it matters the most. So give me Texas in the national championship game. A rematch in January, Clemson, LSU. Again, like Ethan said, this just comes down, it's a coaching mismatch. And in a game like this, I think Brian Kelly's going to get really tense. Dabo Swinney's been here. He's done that. And you know what? He's taken down Brian Kelly in the playoffs before, and he took down a Ryan Day coached Ohio State team in 2019. Dismantled the Nick Saban team in a national championship game in 2018. Had a lead against that Joe Burrow LSU team in that national championship game. People forget that. Had a 10-point lead. It's a coaching mismatch. And then this time of the year, this Clemson offense, guys, they're going to be rolling again. With Klubnik, these young receivers, they're going to be taking shots down the field, taking it deep. So I got Clemson in Texas in the national championship game with you guys.
So it's definitely not going to be Texas and Clemson in the national championship game.
That is correct. So I feel bad for these two fan bases. So if one person's listening in Austin and two people are listening in Clemson, I'm sorry. But guys, let's make this a clean sweep with the Clemson Tigers winning it all this year. Because what does this team remind you of? Reminds you of the 2018-2016 team. Fast, young, skill guys on the outside, a quarterback confident with a good running game, but we're not talking about the best defensive line in America. And this is where Texas struggled last year. It's going to come back to bite them again in the ass this year, where that front is going to get after it. I think Arch is not going to be used to that pressure that he faces throughout the whole year, unless maybe when they play that Georgia team in Athens. But defense is the difference, and Clemson's back on top as your national champs this year.
I know last couple years we talked a lot about what do you want to call it? Like, just Georgia's defensive line has been fantastic. Clemson put some, I don't even know, like they blow them out of the water this year.
People don't want to talk about that 2018 Clemson defensive line with Colin Farrell, Dexter Lawrence, Christian Wilkins. Oh, and I'm drawing a blank on the other defensive end. But they had 4 first-rounders up there. I'm drawing a blank, but they had some absolute horses. And they were studs.
All right, Grant, while I look it up, who is your Heisman Trophy winner?
I just talked all about this Clemson Tigers team and how this passing game is going to get better. Give me Cade Klubnik.
Okay. It was Cleveland Farrell, Austin Bryant, Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence.
Okay.
I mean, that's 3 NFL guys right there.
That's 3 NFL guys right there. And I think Bryant was a 2nd to 4th round pick, if I'm not mistaken. And they just came at you 8 guys deep. But honestly, guys, I think it's gonna be Klubnik. We talked about this receiving core, how they're young, they're fast, and they're gonna get back to what they were. You're gonna put up huge numbers, and with this defense dominating in the ACC the way they are, I think they're going to put up huge numbers each week. So give me Klubnik to win the Heisman Trophy this year.
All right, Ethan, who you got?
I have a hard time seeing it not being Jeremiah Smith, to be completely honest with you. He's the best player in college football. I mean, you put him in the NFL right now, he's a top 5 wide receiver. I think he's going to get a chance of doing 2 in a row. I really do. Pull Charles Woodson.
You mean Archie Griffin?
Griffin. That's
Griffin.
Yeah.
Both at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yep. Mine is going to be the Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame. I think with Notre Dame, I think they're going to be very talented. I think as they try to bring CJ Carr along, I think they're going to rely on him. I think between the offensive line and Love's talent, I think that he's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to rack up a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. And I think at some point he's going to have a Heisman moment. And I got Jeremiah Love being the first Notre Dame winner since Tim Brown here. So, fellas, let's go to the NFL as we keep rolling along here. We'll do we'll go through our AFC conference winner, and then we'll all pick the Super Bowl along with our MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Offensive Player of the Year. So we'll start in the AFC. And the 7th seed I have is the Cincinnati Bengals. They just signed Trey Hendrickson. I think they're defensively, I think they might struggle to start, but I think eventually they're going to get on an upward trajectory. They're going to help Joe Burrow out, get some stops when they need to. I think they're going to be able to sneak in as a 7th seed. In the 6th spot, I got the Denver Broncos. Year 2 of Bo Nix and Sean Payton marriage. I think they've got some receivers. The run game is questionable a little bit, but I think they're going to be good enough. It's just I think the AFC West is going to beat each other up, and I think the Broncos are going to finish third in that division, but they're still going to make the playoffs. In the 5 seed, just same as last year, I got the Chargers. I think they've made the right moves. I know losing Slater hurts and sucks, but I think there's still enough will. Drafting Andrew Alt and having him move over to left tackle, I think that saves them some. I think the Chargers are going to Joe Alt. I think that is going to save them, and I think they're going to be just fine under year 2 under Justin Herbert, also dating Madison Beer. Good-looking quarterback. He seems like he's a lot more confident than he has been in the past. So I think Herbert's going to have a big year. And then our AFC West championship, as death taxes, the AFC South being the 4 seed, the Houston Texans. And in that 4 or 5 matchup, I've got the a rematch of last year's wild card game and the 3:00 Saturday game. I got the Chargers coming out ahead. I think they learned a lot in year 1. I think they've got some better weapons for Herbert. I think the run game is going to continue to take the next step. Give me the Chargers to go on the road and get a win over the Texans. In the 3-6 spot, I have the Ravens taking on the Broncos. Sean, the Ravens, I think they're going to be way too much still. I think between Derek Henry, Lamar Jackson, receivers taking another step, I got the Ravens winning. And the team that the Bengals will be playing is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, which means that the Buffalo Bills, the Skyline Chili game, will Grant be eating Skyline Chili? Which means the Bills I have as the 1 seed. I think the Bills' schedule sets up way nicer for them. I think Kansas City is going to be a little bit tougher to get through. I think there might be a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover, but I think by the end of the year, the Chiefs are going to be clicking on all cylinders here. So I got the Chiefs taking care of the Bengals. Grant does not have to eat Skyline Chili, so as he exhales. But that sets up a 2-3 matchup, and between the Chiefs and the Ravens, and until I see it, it is the Arrowhead Invitational. The Chiefs are going to be in the AFC Championship again for the 10th year in a row. I know it's not the 10th, but you get what I'm going at here. And in the Bills-Chargers matchup,
you skipped a big part of college football. Are we just doing predictions first?
We're just doing predictions first. We're going to week 1 after the.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
That's the best part.
I was like, whoa. There's a big piece we're missing.
No. I got it planned out. You calm down. You drink your whiskey. Maybe that's been affecting you a little bit.
Don't worry.
But the Bills-Chargers is going to be too cold for the Chargers. Justin Herbert had a nice year built off it, but in the end, it is Bills advancing, which sets up, again, a rematch. But this time, it's going to be in Buffalo. The final game played at Highmark Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be trying to ruin it and make their mark. They might call – I don't even know what type of wordplay, but that is technically Mahomes' house if the Chiefs are able to pull this off. But something's got to give. Give me the Buffalo Bills to take care of the Chiefs. They get it in their building. They're going to end Highmark on a high note. And give me the Bills to play for their first Super Bowls since 1993.
Wow.
That would be something.
Jeepers. All right. That's a good time. All right. So for my 7 seed, I was really between 2 teams, Patriots and Chargers. And what it came down to was the Chargers play the Broncos and the Chiefs 4 times. The Patriots play the Jets and the Dolphins 4 times. I went with the Patriots because the other 2 teams are good. The Patriots teams they play suck. So the Patriots are the 7 seed. Going down the 6 seed, the Jaguars.
Ethan, I do gotta say that is a great way of explaining that, because
The real thing.
If I hadn't have done it, I probably, and I just was too lazy to change it. I think by the end of the day today or before we started recording, I think I talked myself putting the Patriots over the Bengals. But anyways, go ahead.
I had the Steelers in 7 up until like 5 minutes ago, and I was like, you know what? They're not going to beat the Ravens twice or even once. They might beat the Bengals once, and they're going to beat the Browns twice. But the Patriots should win all 4 of those games if we're being completely honest. They should.
I got to rethink these wild card spots now.
So
that's such a great point. Also, the Raiders guys, they might not be good, but guess what? They're going to make teams work for it.
Nick Wright.
They're gonna be the Lions in 22. They're gonna ruin a team's playoff.
They're gonna ruin someone's playoff. Oh boy.
Very real. Okay. So Liam Cohen leads the Jaguars to the playoffs first year at the helm. I think that's a legitimate thing. There's really no one in that division that's
6 seed.
6 seed, correct. 5
seed. I'm doing it.
I'm going with the Chiefs. So
we'll
get there. We'll get to that. So the 4 seed, Texans. I think they're just the best in that division.
Because of course.
It's not going to be a great division, but I think they're going to win that one. The 3 seed is the Bills. 2 seed, Broncos. 1 seed, Ravens. So that sets us up with a nice Broncos-Patriots wild card game. Right? Or did the 2 seed get the bye too?
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
2 places 7.
Nope.
Yeah. Whoa, there goes my phone. So the Broncos, they hold their own versus the Patriots. That is not Tom Brady coming into the building. I'm sorry, Drake May. Your season's done. Good luck in year 3. 3 versus 6, Bills, Jaguars, same thing. I just don't see the Jaguars going in there and being super competitive. Bills win. Texans, Chiefs. Chiefs win. I rematch, yes. Just opposite this time, but I really do think the Chiefs pull it out. So then that sets up, I want to say it would be Ravens, Chiefs, Broncos, Bills, if I remember correctly.
Yep, correct.
Yep.
Until somewhere, I guess, Lamar needs to do something to show me he needs to beat the actual Mahomes and before I predict him to beat him. Like, I can't do it. So I have the Chiefs beating the Ravens to get to the AFC Championship. Broncos, Bills. I love Sean Payton. As much as I should hate him for being a Vikings fan, he is a fantastic coach that I gotta pick. I think McDermott's not as good a coach as Sean Payton.
No, he's not. That is a whale of an AFC Championship game, Ethan.
Oh wow.
Broncos.
Wow.
Chiefs,
well done.
in Grant, calm down.
Stressed out thinking about that.
That might be the game where Grant goes bald game.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And to do it against
high, it might be snowing. It might be 60 degrees. You don't know what the hell's going to happen.
And to do it against Sean Payton too, that makes it so much worse.
And like I said, until someone beats Mahomes, he's going to the Super Bowl.
As a 5 seed, it don't matter.
It doesn't. Beat Mahomes, it doesn't matter. And then come back to me.
Okay, so it's funny. I wrote these notes a couple weeks ago when I thought we were doing our playoff predictors, and I looked at my teams, guys, and I'm like, there are way too many teams from the AFC that made it the year before. And Ethan, you literally changed my mind. So starting with the 7th seed, the New England Patriots. I had the Chargers, but like you said, you lose Rashawn Slater. Yes, Joe Alt, that's a big piece. You get him over there. You bring Mekhi Becton in for the Eagles. Doesn't have Jeff Stetland anymore. I question that. And also, no one is talking about this, guys, in the Charger land. Losing Joshua Palmer to Buffalo is huge. Keenan Allen is not Keenan Allen. Besides McConkey, I don't know who Justin Herbert can throw the ball to. And like Ethan said, the Patriots, they play 4 games against the Dolphins and the Jets. The Chargers have to play 6 games against the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Broncos. Also, the Chargers have a second-place schedule this year. The Patriots have a 4th place schedule. That means something if you ask me. And you know what? This Patriots team, they're going to be like the Lions from 3 years ago, but they're going to make the playoffs because I trust Mike Vrabel.
Good offensively. We saw it up close. They're pretty decent.
They're pretty decent. That offensive line has some work to do. The first 6 weeks, it's going to be rough, but they're going to figure it out. McDaniels is going to find that fire like he found in Mac Jones' rookie year with Drake May. And Drake May is more skilled. And guys, I tell you what, we saw it. Stephon Diggs is hot. He looks good. Hunter Henry's a stud. I really like, is it number 3, Boynton? Douglas. I really like Douglas.
And hit his helmet. He is fantastic.
He's fantastic. And
don't forget Chisholm, the next Wes Welker.
The next Wes Welcome, Dylan, number 85, and Julian Edelman. They found him. It's insane. Dylan, they did it again, Dylan.
I swear to God, I thought it was Wes Welker out there. He was just cooking no matter what.
Lightning quick. And then
unbelievable.
Mac Hollins. Sure, that dude might not wear shoes. He might wear cutoff that's up to his nipples. But you know what? He's gonna make a play when they need it. Patriots at the 7th seed. In the 6th seed, just because they play in the AFC South, and I believe in coaching, and I believe in Liam Cohen, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. Because I truly feel Trevor Lawrence finally has a head coach. He's going to utilize those 2 backs. And they have a good set of wide receivers there in Jacksonville. I think the defense is going to be improved. Again, just a new culture, a coach you can believe in. Give me the Jags as the 6th seed. As the 5 seed, the Denver Broncos. They're up and coming. They're ascending. They're a great team. But like we talked about with the Commanders a little bit ago, guys, they were like 1-7 last year against playoff teams. Can they take that next step? They're going to, but they're not quite ready to win the division yet. But the Denver, the team you don't want to play. The 4 seed, it's the Houston Texans. Simple as that. The 3, this is where it gets a little interesting. You guys aren't going to believe it. The Chiefs are the 3 seed. Chiefs are the 3 seed. Yep. Sense. In this aspect, guys, the AFC West is better than the AFC North, and the Chiefs might lose a division game or 2 that the Ravens don't, because the Ravens are in an easier division. So that leads the Baltimore Ravens to get the 2 seed.
Wow.
I think
number 1.
And the Bills are number 1. Like you said,
sure? Grant, you're not going to pick the Jets or the Dolphins?
I'm sure.
Okay. I had to ask.
I know Justin Fields.
I know you're a big fan of Mike McDaniel and his capris, so I wasn't sure. I had to ask.
And how he wears sunglasses inside. God, I love that.
Yes.
I love that guy.
Yep. I know.
The Buffalo Bills play 6 games against the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Jets. And they get Baltimore week 1 when Baltimore under Harbaugh recently has struggled early. I think that's an easy win. I think they play the Chiefs week 9 or 10. That game also is in Buffalo. So just give me the Bills as the 1 seed. 2-7 matchup, Ravens, Patriots. Patriots, you had a great run. You're not there yet. That secondary in Baltimore, when they're healthy, they're going to be on one. I don't think, and they don't have an answer for Lamar Jackson. They're going to be the more improved team, but Baltimore beats the Patriots easy. Chiefs Jaguars at the 3-6 matchup. This, I think, is it's a coaching mismatch. Liam Cohen and his staff against Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. I think the Chiefs defense is going to give the Jags trouble. Give me the Chiefs. 4-5 matchup. Sorry, Houston. It's not your year. It's the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton is going to know the holes to attack in this Houston defense. They play that kind of Seattle 3, that San Francisco cover 3. Payton's going to attack that. I think he's going to be able to slow down that pass rush just enough. Give me the Broncos to advance. 1-5. We got a rematch from last year's divisional round. Bills Broncos. This game will not be a blowout. Buffalo will not have the ball for 41 minutes in this game like they did last year. But Buffalo coming off a bye. The stadium's going to be rocking. Denver's just not quite there enough. And Buffalo's offensive line, way underrated. They can slow that pass rush down. Give me the Bills. Chiefs, Ravens. By this time of the season, I think after the Chiefs get past those early season kind of struggles trying to get used to this offense, first 6 games without Rashee Rice, offensive line meshing together, they're going to be ascending. They're going to be hot at this moment. And when it comes to playoff time, when Mahomes has time, he eats you alive. Lamar Jackson has come up short. Lamar's going to try a little too hard. Harbaugh's going to go for it on 4th down when he shouldn't. Surprise, surprise, Chiefs-Bills, rematch in the AFC title game.
This would be in Buffalo, correct?
This would be in Buffalo. Yep.
So we all 3 of us have the championship in Buffalo. No. Ethan does not.
Ethan doesn't.
Ethan does not.
Ethan's got it in Mile High.
Yep.
That'd be sick.
And for this AFC championship game, how I talked earlier, I think this Chiefs offensive line, I think they're going to figure it out as the year goes on. And just like the divisional game 2 years ago in the second half, they're going to wear the smaller Buffalo defensive front down. Allen is going to make a play when he needs to. Rice will be back. Kelsey come playoff time, he's going to be able to make a play. Noah Gray might get open. Call me a homer, but the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl this year.
Ooh, all right. Well, Grant, we'll stick with you here. We'll just get our – actually, no, never mind. We won't. We'll go back to me. And we'll go to the NFC side as it's two Chiefs and a Bill in the AFC. We'll go to the NFC. In the 7th spot, I have the Rams sneaking in. Now, for the longest time, I had the Rams winning the West, but this Stafford back injury makes me very nervous. I do feel at some point that he will miss time because of this back injury, but I still think I trust Sean McVay. I trust that defense enough that they will find – I think I trust the running back room enough, too, to get them through to where Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have to do a whole lot. I trust them to win enough games to sneak in as the 7th seed. In the 6th – as the 6th seed, I have the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I think that these two wild card teams I have them very high as far as a big win total. But I think because they don't win the division, I think these two teams play each other. I think the team that I'm about to name as the 5 seed, I think they get the win in the regular season. And that's the difference between the 6 and the 5. But in the 5 spot, I got the Detroit Lions here now. I picked the Vikings last week to win the NFC North. I think they do. And I think the Lions are going to be coming in second, still good enough to be a playoff seed. And the team that they're going to be traveling to is going to be a rematch of the 2023 NFC Championship. I have the San Francisco 49ers as the 4 seed. Now, I think the NFC West is a very interesting division. When I did the preview for it, I did say that I think there's an argument for all 4 teams to to win this division. I think if you threw a dartboard, if you said the Cardinals would win, the Seahawks, the Niners, or the Rams would win, I think there's good arguments for all 4. But I have the Niners winning. The big reason they're playing a 4th place schedule, so I think they're going to be able to feed on the bottom feeders of the NFL. The 3, I have the Washington Commanders. I think Dan Quinn in year 2, I think the culture is more established. Year 2 with Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels, there's just more familiarity there. I think the Commanders are going to get off to a hot start and ready to roll. And then the 2 spot, I got the Minnesota Vikings. Year 1 under J.J. McCarthy. I think he's going to be the guy. I think Viking fans will be talking about him being the franchise quarterback of the future. All the investment that they have made going into the offseason to bolster the offensive line, trading for Adam Thielen today, on top of having Justin Jefferson. They're going to lose Jordan Addison for the first 3 games, but he's going to be back. Jalen Naylor is going to be coming back at some point. TJ Hawkinson. That running back room, the Vikings are going to
added Adam Thielen.
I just said they traded for Adam Thielen.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. I was watching Tiger highlights.
And then in the top spot in the NFC North, or in the NFC this year, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I am very high on them.
That is
a bit of a surprise.
I like it.
I like the way their schedule sets up. I like this team. I like Baker Mayfield. I think Colin Cowherd's going to continue to have to admit that he was wrong about Baker. I think a lot of it you got to give credit to. You also got to give a lot of credit to Baker for maturing finally too, because I think what Colin said at the time, he wasn't wrong. Like, Baker put his foot in his mouth a lot when he was younger, when he was in Cleveland.
The information that Colin had at that time was spot on.
Yes,
spot on.
And I think Baker has been able to control and manage that 10,000-pound chip that he had on his shoulder and use it at the right time, where it's not about winning the argument every single time somebody criticizes him. He's learned to just kind of put his head down and go to work.
Dylan, can I add something on that?
Yes.
Also, credit Todd Bowles and Jason Light and the management staff in Tampa Bay. Because when Baker was on that episode of New Heights earlier this summer, he said Tampa Bay was the first place where the head coach and the GM and the owner said, Baker, be you.
Yes.
Cleveland, Carolina, everywhere else, they looked at him and they said, the way you're acting, that's not how a franchise quarterback acts. So Baker truly wasn't himself. I think he got to Los Angeles and he got to Tampa Bay, where Sean McVay and Todd Bowles looked at him and said, no, we want the 100% you. We want the true Baker Mayfield. And now he's flourishing.
Yep. And back to the wild card matchups. In the 4-5 spot, I have the 49ers playing the Lions. The Lions get their revenge from 23. They go on the road, take care of business, beat the Niners, and they advance to the divisional round. In the 3-6 matchup, I got Commanders-Eagles. Now, the Commanders win the division, but again, for the second straight year, give me the Eagles. I think there might be a little bit of a hangover for the Eagles, but by the end of the year, Saquon's going to be clicking that Eagles offensive line. Hurts is going to be playing at a top level. I think the Eagles go into our nation's cap and take care of the Commanders. And in the 2-7 matchup, I got the Vikings playing the Rams, a rematch of last year's game, but in U.S. Bank, Vikings, their first playoff game, home game since 2022. Give me the Vikings to go take care of business and beat the Rams and end the Rams season, potentially Matt Stafford's career. So that sets up, I got two road teams winning. So I have Bucks, Eagles, Lions, Vikings. And I think in the Bucks-Eagles matchup, I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got to go. It's warm. It's hot. I think Baker is feeling good. I think this is they're going to be healthier. Playing the amount of games that the Eagles have played, I think that catches back up to them. And having to travel back-to-back weeks, I think that gets the Eagles. And give me the Bucks.
In a short offseason.
And a short offseason, potentially a short week, depending on how the schedule sets up. Give me the Bucks and a place also that the Eagles have not played well historically. They have not played well in Tampa Bay back to the COVID year, essentially. So give me the Bucks to advance and host the NFC Championship, and the team they're going to be playing,
oh boy,
it is going to be the Detroit Lions. And I know it hurt me to write this, but I think Detroit, they're not. I think as trying to get back to health, I think they slip up a couple of times early in the year, but I think by the end of the year, I think Dan Campbell's going to have them ready to go. They're not going to be intimidated by the crowd. They're going to walk in there. They're going to be confident. I think Aiden Hutchinson is going to be playing hungry, looking to sack his old teammate. And I think in the end, I trust I don't know if I would say I trust Dan Campbell, but I trust the Lions a little bit more. Jared Goff, a little bit more experienced than JJ. It's going to be the start. I think it's going to fuel the Vikings for a run the next year, because in 2026, the Vikings will win the Super Bowl. And I have the Bucks and Lions facing off in the NFC Championship game, which is essentially going to be a night game because it is the it is the night game or the second
It is the
championship
second
game this year. And in the end, I trust Todd Bowles. I think Dan Campbell is too much of a gambler. I think he's gotten better with choosing his spots, but I think he's gonna do something a little bit more, go back to his old days, gamble when he doesn't need to. I think the Bucks capitalize. The Bucks are playing the Bills in the Super Bowl this year. In Super Bowl, this is Super Bowl 60, isn't it?
Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 60. So, Ethan,
right.
What do you got for us?
Well, I have the same team as the 7th seed. I have the Rams. It came down to the Bucks and the Rams. I think not having Wirfs for probably a couple games is going to come back and bite Mayfield in the ass. I know we have a lot of concerns about Stafford's back. Jimmy Garoppolo has proved he can do a lot more with a lot less than what he has with the Rams. Their defense is young. They're good. I'm putting the Rams at the 7th seed. 6, I have the Dallas Cowboys. This is very much if Micah Parsons plays. If Micah Parsons doesn't actually get traded, doesn't play, my God, they better hope they score 50 points a game because they ain't stopping nothing. Charmin ain't gonna nothing. You can't hit water if you fall off a boat if you're Detroit or the Cowboys. 5 seed, Detroit Lions. They're good, obviously, but the NFC North is the best division in football. Maybe the AFC West is probably the only one that's comparable, if we're being completely honest. 4 seed, I have the Falcons. Dylan, I have your Bucks completely out. I'm sorry. But I'm going with the Michael Penis. And just kidding. If he sees this, I'm sorry. 3 seed, the 49ers. When Christian McCaffrey is healthy, they are an elite team. They are 27-10, I want to say, over the past 2 years when he plays. That's pretty good. That's a good number. Number 2 seed, Vikings. I think JJ is the real deal. I think this defense is the real deal. I think they're going to lean on the run more this year. They're not going to make JJ beat them every time. But that doesn't mean JJ's not capable. We saw that in college football. We're going to see that again in the NFL. Number 1 seed, Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, they're finally going to start throwing the ball more. They can't rely on almost 400 touches for Saquon Barkley. They're going to mix it up a little bit more. I think the Eagles get the 1 seed. Wild card round. I have the same thing as Dylan. Vikings-Rams rematch. I think KOC kind of gets rid of the playoff ghost. He moves to 1 and 2. He finally gets that first playoff win. 49ers-Cowboys. Man, this would have been a fun game 20 years ago. Oofda. This would have been crazy.
Have you guys gotten to watch the Netflix documentary?
No.
No, I just finished Any
It
Given
may
Saturday.
rival it's not as good as The Last Dance, but it's the best documentary since The Last Dance.
Wow. Okay. We've been watching a lot of Hunting Wives, so good show. But no, so I have the 49ers winning. I just think they're a better overall team than Dallas. I don't think Dallas can hang with them defensively. And then that brings us to the Falcons-Lions. I think the Falcons are still a little bit away. They might win the division. They're not going to beat one of the better teams in football. It's kind of like the Vikings last year. I'm not going to say the Lions are going to be 14-2. They're going to be a top 10 team. They're not going to be your average 5 seed, just like the Vikings were last year. Going into the divisional round, Eagles and Lions. I have the Lions pulling off another road upset. I think Campbell gets it done.
Hell yes.
Bird struggles a little bit in this game versus Aiden Hutchinson. The Lions move on to the NFC Championship. And then I got the Vikings 49ers. The Vikings move on. I think they get back to the NFC Championship for the first time since, 2019? 2017. And it's a division rivalry. The Vikings are hosting the NFC Championship for the first time in my life. The Vikings are going to the Super Bowl, guys. That's what's going to happen. JJ leads us to the Super Bowl, where they're going to be facing off with the Chiefs. You can call me a homer. I'm not going to hate you. I actually probably agree with it. But the Vikings win the Super Bowl. I don't care how much lube P. Diddy comes in. I don't care. I'm fine with both. And you know what? If I die and I fall, I died a happy man, and that's what matters.
And you know what? You were a married man too at that point in your life. That's all that matters.
I went out on top. Not many people can say that.
That's true.
Yeah.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. It's funny.
You know, Ethan, that brings up a funny story. Is last year when I was in that vehicle accident, the joke I made was, well, at least I could have said I got to watch Michigan win a national title.
Exactly. You went out on top.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
It's funny, Ethan. I'm gonna have a comparison here to someone who won the MVP 7 years ago to another young quarterback this year, and I think you're going to enjoy it. But until then, the 7th seed, we're going to Washington Commanders, guys. I like this team. They're young. Dan Quinn has this culture that he established. They're ready to win now. But also, just like the Denver Broncos, they struggled against playoff teams last year. You lose Jonathan Allen up front. I think Saquon just rushed for another 20 yards against this defense right now. Yes, you still have Bobby Wagner, but he's 34, 35 years old. I still worry about their front and their physicality in terms of being able to stop people when it matters the most. But you still have Jaden Daniels, Cliff Kingsbury. That offense is going to be rolling. You get McLaurin back, which is scary. 1,000 yards after he turned 30. But the Commanders still make the playoffs as a 7th seed. The 6th seed, which, guys, this team might have the best offense in the NFL this year. Their defense still has a ways to go. Maybe the Atlanta Falcons. I truly do think they're going to be able to score a lot of points. It's going to be exciting with Penix, Drake London, Bijan, thank you. Robinson, Algier coming also out of the backfield. There's no reason this offense can't score a lot of points. This defense is going to have to grow. But they brought in a new right defensive coordinator who's going to help them steer the ship right. Is it Ulbrich, the former Jets defensive coordinator? Jeff down there in Atlanta. He's going to get them going. I think their defense is still a year away, but drafting those 2 young pieces in the first round, I like it. Atlanta makes the playoffs. Finally have a pass rush. For the last 10 years, we've been looking for it in the 6th seed. And maybe the best 5 seed of all time, the Detroit Lions. This is when the NFL just needs to get away from the divisions and let them rank 1 through 7. Because if you ask me, the Lions are a top 3 team in the NFC. They're going to come back. They're going to be healthy. I think they're going to struggle to start the year. 2 new coordinators, all these guys coming back from injury. I think it's going to take Aiden a little bit to get going and feel comfortable on that broken leg. But they're one team I don't want to see the second half of the season. I trust Jared Goff. The 2 running backs they have, they're going to be just fine. The 4 seed, the winner of the NFC South for the 5th straight year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, same thing. They're going to struggle a little bit early to start the year. You lose Liam Cohen. You're without Wirfs. Baker in this offense, they're going to get going. Todd Bowles, yes, I love him. He's aggressive on defense. Sometimes he can be too aggressive. They're going to lose a couple games early. They shouldn't, but Tampa Bay is going to be the 4 seed. The 3 seed, this is where it gets interesting, guys. I got the defending champs. I think there's going to be a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover for them. And also, their year starts off with a bang in weeks 1 and 2. Week 1, Thursday night, you're bringing the banner out. You're feeling like you're on top of the world. You got to play a Dallas Cowboys team where the last time they played you, you beat them by 40 points. This is a totally new Dallas team. Yep, and that's okay, Dylan. But is this Eagles defense ready to go to start the year? Can they pick up from where they left off from last year? Because if they can, watch out. But if they still need to figure out the cornerback position and the safety spot, you lose a couple big defensive linemen from your team last year, and then you got to go to Kansas City week 2. We'll see. Do they think they're better than everyone else? What does Sirianni have for his team? But they're still the best roster in the NFL. They're going to be fine. They're going to be the 3 seed. The 2 seed is the Minnesota Vikings. And like I said, I really do feel we're going to JJ is going to take his game to a whole nother level this year at the quarterback position. Kind of just like how Patrick Mahomes in 2018 didn't play his rookie year, but came out and lit the world on fire his second season, his first year starting. I think JJ is going to do that same thing. I'm not saying he's going to throw for 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and win the MVP. but he's going to put a lot of people on surprise. And like I texted you guys today in the group, the fact that you can get Adam Thielen back and he's going to be a number 4 option for this offense is stupid.
And they spent the offseason throwing together too.
Yep.
Absolutely. With how good these 2 tackles are when they get Darisaw coming back healthy, Will Fries, Ryan Kelly, Donovan Jackson from Ohio State, this offensive line is going to get rolling. I think KOC is going to feel comfortable. He's going to run the ball, going to take the pressure off JJ, but he's going to take a lot of shots. This Vikings offense is going to score a lot of points. And I tell you what, I saw Brian Flores in person. That man terrifies me.
He was scary, Dylan. He was scary.
Oh my God. That man is intimidating, and his front 7 is going to be ferocious. They're going to get after it, and they're going to cause people a lot of sleepless nights.
You know,
but the number 1 seed
not very different than the team that won the Michigan team that won the national title. It's really not.
That's a great point, Ethan, because it's kind of set up the same way.
Yep.
But the number 1,
and then when he needs to make plays, he is capable. Which people are doubting him. He can make the throws.
When it's third and got to have it, and when it's nut cutting time, he's going to make a play.
We saw that at practice already.
Yes.
Conversions.
And you know what? The best part about JJ was he was calm, cool, and collected during that 2-minute drill against the Pats when he had to run. With a 1-minute drill, when he had to run, he ran. He didn't force anything. Well, it was without.
He scored a touchdown with 30 seconds left in a 1-minute drill from his own 30.
His own 30, yeah.
Love
and
it.
when he had to run for 12 yards, he ran for 12 yards. He was calm, cool, collected. You can tell this guy's been coached by Jim Harbaugh and KOC.
He shredded the Patriots defense that possession.
All he does is win. I saw a stat today. His worst year as a starter, he took his team to the state high school championship in Illinois. Or maybe it was when he was in Florida. But the guy is cool as a cucumber. He's a leader. He's got a great team around him. The Vikings are in 2 seed. The number 1 seed in the NFC, this is a team I was high on last year. I think their defense is young. Second year under defensive coordinator Coach Shula. The back injury does not scare me. I think it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
You throw in Devontae Adams with the young Puka Nacua. I love Kyron Williams. I love their 2 young tight ends. Sean McVay and like I said, Shula, they have this thing rolling. I think they're comfortable with who they are. They're kicking themselves because they were 2 missed plays away last year from going into Philadelphia and winning that game in the snow. But you know what? When you don't block Jalen Carter,
Nacua, and I am Stafford. Stafford might be the toughest SOB we've ever seen play football in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
The man somehow made it out of 12 years in Detroit and won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
He should be in the Hall of Fame someday, in the Hall of Fame of toughness, NFL toughness, because that's where Matt Stafford belongs.
Both. He won regular HOF.
One regular HOF. Yes. They're 3 plays away from taking the champs out at home in the snow on a short week when they traveled across the country when they were displaced from that fire. I think McVay and Leslie, they've gone back. That year in 22 when they shit the bed was what they needed. They needed to get back to the following year to coaching football, and they're coaching and they're developing these young players. Jared Verse is coming off a Defensive Player of the Year. You got Braden Fisk. I love the way this Rams team is going. I was on them a year ago, and I'm on them this year as the 1 seed in the NFC. So, playoff time, 2-7, Vikings Commanders. You know how I said the Commanders lost Jonathan Allen and they don't have anyone up front to get after JJ? Yeah, that's going to be a problem in this game. I think the Vikings dominate the line of scrimmage. They run with ease. The Commanders, they have no pass rush. And Brian Flores has Cliff Kingsbury's head spinning. Jaden Daniels doesn't know what he's looking at. He's getting hit like it was Dallas Turner in that LSU-Alabama game 2 years ago. Vikings win that game. They dominate. Eagles-Falcons, again, the Falcons' defensive line's not there yet. Eagles are going to be able to run the ball up and down the field on these guys. And kind of just like how Penix lost to that Michigan team, where his defense couldn't stop anyone and his offensive line got beat up and he got the piss beat out of him that day. That same thing's going to happen here. Eagles win. And then Bucks-Lions. Oh, boy, this is a tough one. But you know what? I like the Lions here, guys. I just think this is when they're going to get healthy. That defense is going to be rolling. And you know what? I trust Jared Goff to not make the mistake that I think Baker might make in a big game like this. I think Baker might press it. Goff is going to be calm, cool, collected. He's going to learn from his mistakes last year, and the Lions advance. In the 2-3 matchup, which Vikings Eagles, this will be 6:30. This will be 5:30 on Sunday afternoon because this will be the game of the weekend. I like this Vikings front seven and Brian Flores to get after the Eagles and Jalen Hurts enough to confuse him and the Vikings to win this game. And also, this game is not at the link. It's not a Super Bowl where the Eagles might have a 65-35 advantage. That pass rush cannot tee off and get to JJ in time, where I think the Vikings can keep him up clean. And then you know what? He's just going to take what the Eagles give him. They want to play that zone coverage where they're going to dink and dunk and they're going to go down the field. But then the 2 times that they have to take some deep shots, I think he's going to take advantage of that. This Flores defense is going to be flying around. They're going to get Hurts confused. He's going to be a little flustered. I like the Vikings advancing to the NFC title game, playing the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams finally get over that Detroit Lions hump. I have the playoff game last year, 2 years ago now, the regular season game from last year. That game is on a bye. I think the Lions are going to have a long stretch where they're going to that game. The Rams are rested up. They're comfortable. And I think McVay is going to be able to, with a week off, be able to just rip this Lions team, this defense apart, where he's keeping them on edge and they can't, they can't get to him. The Lions can't stop them. So the rematch, Vikings-Lions. And like I said, I expect JJ to surprise people.
You mean Vikings-Rams?
Like Mahomes did. Vikings-Rams, excuse me. Vikings-Rams. JJ is going to surprise people the way Mahomes did in 2018. Unfortunately, the Vikings season ends the way the Chiefs did that year, with a loss in a conference championship game. But it's going to set him up for future success. Like I said, I'm all in on the Rams this year, guys. I think Stafford's going to have this locked in. I think McVay, he's back to coaching the way he wants to coach. He's got his big X receiver now, Devontae Adams. Devontae finally doesn't have to be the guy. Can Nakua stay healthy? Yeah, but Kyron again come out of the backfield. I love these tight ends. And I got the Los Angeles Rams in the Super Bowl.
Nice.
All right. Well, Ethan already said his winner. I'll go with mine. And I'm going with the team that they were in 4 Super Bowls in the 90s. They lost all 4. This year, this time, the Bills, Josh Allen, they're hoisting the Lombardi. And I have the Bills as my Super Bowl 60 champions here. So give me the Bills. My offense, and we're also going to pick our MVPs. MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year.
Can I pick a Super Bowl team, Dylan?
No.
Yes. Yes, Grant. Go ahead.
I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs because the last time they were embarrassed like this and people were shit-talking them in the offseason, they came back here and they won the Super Bowl. They're healthy. That offensive line, I think, is going to get itself figured out. They've got key pieces back on the offensive side and the defensive side that they've drafted well these last couple of years. And I think when Rasheed comes back from the 6-game suspension, the combination of him, Worthy, and Hollywood Brown with Andy Reid's play calling is going to keep people up at night. And like Ethan said, do not draft a Chiefs running back in fantasy. Do not do it this year. But they're going to, as the year goes on, they're going to wear people down. They're going to run the ball down your throat. Josh Simmons is going to be stealing the first-round pick. I think that offense is going to be back to humming. The defense is going to be the same good group as it was last year. I think they get back over the hump.
Rashee Rice looked
All
like
right.
he did
Well,
2 games last year. He looked phenomenal in camp.
He looked great. And
had 40% target share. Like, it's over. Like,
had Mahomes not airmailed that pass against the Chargers and tackled Rice, he would have been there the whole year.
he would have been wide receiver 2 or 3 the whole year.
Mm-hmm. So I think Rasheed just settling for that 6-game suspension is going to be good. He'll be back. They'll get rolling late in the year, and death taxes. And good things happening to Travis Kelce this year if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got the Bills, the Chiefs, the Vikings winning the Super Bowl. MVP. I got a different one. I'm gonna go Justin Herbert. I think he takes the year another step with Harbaugh. I think, like I said, there's some newfound confidence within the guy, and I like Herbert to get his first MVP. My offensive player of the year is the team that's going to be leading the Bucks to the 1 seed in the NFC Championship. I got Baker Mayfield. This is his
third year
with the Bucks. Third year in Tampa. He's just gotten better every year. Weapons galore. Emeka, he might have a receiver that's going to win Rookie of the Year in Emeka Ibuka. Give me Baker Mayfield, Defensive Player of the Year. Also, Comeback Player of the Year, Aiden Hutchinson. I think that man is on a mission. You saw the way he was tearing defenses up, where he led. He was still in like the top 5 in sacks, even though he hadn't played since week 5. I think Aiden Hutchinson, that man is on a mission. I like Aiden Hutchinson to win Defensive Player of the Year. So, Grant or Ethan, either one, I don't care. Who do you guys got for your MVP and Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, I got from my 1 seed from the NFC, I have Jalen Hurts winning his first MVP. I think he gets more, like, I shouldn't say more time to throw, but more opportunities. I don't think they rely on Saquon as much this year. I don't think you can. Coming off like 395 touches or something. I think he's going to spread the ball around. I think A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith both can have good years. Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going CeeDee Lamb. I think we're looking at like a 2023 type year for CeeDee Lamb, where he's a wide receiver 1, the wide receiver 1, I should add. Puts up stupid numbers. And then Pickens is not far behind him. This offense is going to put up ridiculous stats. And then Defensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Grenard. He was, it wasn't even borderline unblockable. He was unblockable. He was by far the best player on the field. He made Will Campbell look like an idiot. Like
that was a grown-ass man facing a little boy.
It looked like he's never played football. Like, let's just call it what it was. Like, it was just domination.
No. Dylan, you know how people question Will Campbell's arm length coming into the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, that showed that
he
day
because
Grenard was on his ass. He was going backwards. He couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, when Will Campbell has to face speed, that could be an issue.
Well, and Grant, let's kick it over to you. What do you got?
You know, the MVP, Dylan said it was his quarterback from the number 1 seed in the NFC. I'm going to follow suit. I'm going to go Matt Stafford. You know, no training camp and all, but like I said, I feel like this Rams offense and this team is going to be humming. You know, McVay's got this thing figured out. He's a mad scientist. If Nakua can stay healthy, if Devontae Adams can stay healthy, Devontae, he showed he can still play. You know, last year. Now that he's not wide receiver 1, and I think Stafford has got something to prove, because he knows in the next 2 to 3 years he's done, and him getting the MVP is going to finally put him in that upper echelon of like, no, this guy was truly elite, and we're going to remember him. Offensive Player of the Year. I said this team might have the best offense in the NFL. Give me Bijan Robinson. I think he is going to flourish this year. One. Yep, I think he is going to flourish this year with Michael Penix as his quarterback. I think they're going to be able to throw the ball a little more, so that means maybe a little more too high. Bijan's going to be able to run. He's going to be able to run the ball, get against those soft boxes. But also, I think they're going to really finally utilize him in the passing game and inside the red zone, the goal-to-goal situations, where he's going to get his shot, and you know, they're truly going to finally live up to the talent that he had. Because even at Texas, you never felt like Sark or that coaching staff, or when Tom.
Oh, we just lost Grant.
Grant's dead.
Grant may have just gotten whacked. We don't know. I don't know what happened there. That is interesting. But to go up, piggyback off of the current odds right now for Bijan Robinson to win Offensive Player of the Year right now is plus 1,500.
That's a good bet.
Yeah. So I don't know where Grant is,
I think the aliens.
but they might have. They might have. Who do you think he's gonna say as defensive player of the year?
I'd say Chris Jones vs the Chiefs winning the playoffs or the Super Bowl.
Could be. That's actually not a bad pick. He'd be the first D tackle in ever, maybe,
I've no doubt.
To win the defensive player of the year.
Aaron Donald had to have won.
I don't think he ever did. Maybe
That's an abomination to the award.
Siri, did Aaron Donald win defensive player of the year ever? Oh, yeah, he won it in 17, 18, and 20. Never mind. I'm dumb.
There's no way he didn't.
Well, it's still... Yeah. Grant, who do you got for your defensive player of the year? Glad to see you're still alive, by the way. Oh, now we can't hear him.
No, can't hear him.
Oh, yeah.
No.
He's a mute.
Just text us who you got.
Yeah. Oh, now he left. His recording failed.
Well, should we just go to game of the week?
Yeah, well, I think since we
He
always
texted.
Derek Stingley Jr.
Okay, that's good.
So Grant, if you can hear us here, this is what it's telling me. It says you need. Oh, never mind. He's not in here.
He's gone again.
Can you hear me?
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Can we hear him?
We can.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, there he is. He's
Let's
back.
go.
And since we're already at an hour and a half, I don't think we do game of the week here. I'm gonna propose a change. And that way we can end this. We go down the line. We pick winners of some of the bigger games, and to end it, we do pick our before we pick our. We do the final pick. We do our Beth Mullins game of the week, which is a new segment alert. If anybody is looking to sponsor that segment, please reach out. Please DM me. Please message me. I would love to have a sponsor for that. To do a Beth Mullins game of the week here, but we're gonna get started here. We're gonna start with some layups. We do got to, since all of our favorite teams are playing this week, we do got to start. We do have to pick these games. We're going to go Buffalo, Minnesota. That game starts tomorrow. That game is tomorrow night, as in traditional fashion. First start playing on Thursday night here. The Buffalo Bulls come to Huntington Bank Stadium. So, Grant or guys, who do you got in Minnesota, Buffalo?
Let's just say if the Gophers lose, I'm not going to be alive to see the Vikings win the Super Bowl. So the Gophers win.
Yeah. I like it. All right, I'm with you. Give me the Gophers. The only question is do the Gophers cover?
Josh Allen does not play for this Buffalo team. Give me the Gophers.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they do cover. They've been better at covering.
All right, 17.5. Gophers cover. All right.
Oh, they cover that.
Another Thursday game down in Arrowhead. The Nebraska Cornhuskers are technically the home game playing the Cincinnati Bearcats here. Nebraska 6.5-point favorites. Who wins this one?
Give me Nebraska.
Give me Nebraska.
Nebraska. I don't think I've ever met a team that's more sad about a coach, or a team that celebrated more of him leaving than when Louisville did, when Scott Satterfield left to go to Cincinnati. That's just a bad program. Give me the Huskers. Also, because of a good friend, our good friend Nate Rohr is the public address announcer there. I wonder if he's doing the. I forgot to ask him if he's doing the public address there tomorrow night. But we'll go to a Friday game. A game of we're gonna figure out what they are in the Auburn Tigers going out to travel to Waco to play the Baylor Bears. Fellas, who do you got in this one?
I'll take the home team. Give me Baylor.
All right.
I'm going to take Baylor too because I don't think Auburn has a quarterback.
It's a sweep. Give me the Bears.
And it's going to be
I think
105. It's going to be 105 degrees. Give me the Bears.
All right. A game that Grant is going to, the Georgia
We'll call that a bear.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets taking on the Colorado Buffaloes. Coach Grant gets to watch Coach Prime in action. Grant, who comes away in this game that you're attending?
So, fun fact for you: they're striping the stadium. Some sections wear black, some wear white. I will be wearing white. But with that being said, give me Georgia Tech.
Racist.
I knew you were going to say that. Nope.
Give me white section. Does that mean he's racist?
Give me Georgia Tech.
I'm going to take Georgia Tech.
Okay, Grant.
Underrated program right now.
Yeah, Georgia Tech starts their year off as the second ACC team in the ACC championship. I give me the nerds. Give me the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, New Mexico, Michigan. Game at 5:30 on NBC. Bryce Underwood makes his debut. All right, Michigan.
I was thinking New Mexico.
New Mexico covers, but Michigan wins.
Lobos.
Okay. All right. The down in Atlanta, Syracuse, Tennessee.
Give me Syracuse.
I'm going to go Tennessee.
Tennessee. I think Tennessee ends up winning, and I think they're just going to have too much talent at different spots. That
I think
I know quarterback's an issue. Give me the Vols.
Syracuse is going to be too emotional in this game.
Yep. Alabama, Florida State.
Alabama.
As
much as I want to see Florida State come back, I think it's Alabama.
Alabama by 14.
Yeah. Alabama would cover then too.
Yeah.
What are they, 8.5?
We'll go down to the FC.
I think 10.5.
It is 13.5.
13. Oh shit! Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go down in FBS versus FCS matchup. Iowa State versus South Dakota.
It's gotta be Iowa State. Even though South Dakota is a dangerous team.
Dangerous team, and coming back from Ireland,
Aiden Bauman plays his old team.
They might be sluggish to start, but the Cyclones' defense is too good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll stay with that FCS theme. Oregon versus Montana State.
Another good game. Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Oregon. Yep. I guess we'll just keep going down the line. Iowa versus Albany.
Albany covers, but Iowa wins.
Okay. Iowa as well. Kansas, North Dakota.
I almost had it right. I almost guessed it right. Kansas.
Okay. Yep. And before we get to our big picks, so our big picks are going to be Notre Dame, Miami, TCU, UNC. Actually, we'll pick TCU, UNC on Monday night to close out the week. Who wins that one? Bill Belichick makes his debut as head coach.
Is this in Chapel Hill?
This is in Chapel Hill, yes.
I think UNC is going to win it.
Give me UNC, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Virginia Tech, South Carolina. Sunday afternoon game.
Sellers in South Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah, Sellers in South
Grant's
Carolina.
taking the Cox.
Grant's always taking the Cox.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Yep.
I just wish we could watch the Cox on the cock.
Gotta get the SEC to get that, man.
But not the SEC.
All right,
the
well,
ACC.
So we'll go here. The least of the games. Notre Dame, Miami. The Sunday night special.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't believe in Miami.
Notre Dame by 10.
Notre Dame's 2.5. I think this game comes down to a field goal. Give me the Irish. I think CJ Carr is a little shaky to start. I think he figures it out by halftime. I think the Irish to pull out a tight one. A win and a cover, but not by much. Where are we?
LSU Clemson.
And then, yes, LSU. The battle for who's the real Death Valley.
It's in South Carolina. It's Clemson.
Yeah, it's Clemson. That defensive line is too good.
Clemson. I think the Nussmeier injury. I think he's not 100%. I think that gives Clemson the edge. So give me the Tigers. I
think Brian Kelly's going to be too puckered for this game. He's going to put too much into it.
He's going to crap in his helmet.
That's what he does.
He can get too cute.
All right. And well, we got to pick NDSU, the Citadel. Who we rocking with?
NDSU by 42.
As I said, I don't know what the Citadel is or what that logo is, but I'm going to NDSU.
NDSU by 42.
All right, that's a sweep. And guys, what is our Beth Mullins game of the week? So to preface this, we'll take you back to when you were between the ages of 10 and now, but that game that turns on at 10 o'clock on ESPN2. That two teams that really don't have any desire to be playing, and Beth Mullins is on the call, and you got to hear her whiny voice, and it's awful to watch, but for some reason you just can't turn away, guys. What is your Beth Mullins game of the week?
To be honest, the game I picked, I didn't even know one of the schools had a football team, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh boy.
I'm going Texas Tech hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff. I didn't know Arkansas Pine Bluff had a football team.
You got a $25 million roster against a team who Ethan didn't know played football.
Turns out they've had a team since 1916. I looked it up like 5 minutes ago.
Oh my God.
Here I am, thought they were a basketball juggernaut.
So,
all right, Grant.
So in true Beth Mullins fashion, I'm going with the game at 11 a.m. on BTN, and it's Purdue versus Ball State.
Oh.
Listen to this, guys. This is how awful this game was. This game is going to be. Purdue was 1-11 last year. They were 0-9 in the Big Ten. I did my research in this game because this shit matters. Ball State was 3-9 last year, 2-6 in the MAC. Their 3 wins consisted of the 4th place Missouri State in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, who lost to NDSU and South Dakota State by 30 points combined last year. Kent State, who went 0-12, and they beat Northern Illinois.
Their coach got fired for something with, I don't even know what it was, credit fraud.
So even if that's the case, Purdue winning 1 game last year, they're 17.5-point favorites.
I mean, you can't get Ball State out. Purdue's terrible.
I know, but
the Barry Odom effect is real in West Lafayette.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Purdue versus Ball State. Nothing says the great state of Indiana football like that shit show. Oh, I'm not watching that game. If it was watch that game or never watch football again, looks like I'm finding a new sport.
Yeah. Put on the WNBA.
Without Caitlin Clark.
My Beth Mullins game of the week has a little bit of flair of Pac-12 after dark here.
Oh no.
So mine is going to be the Washington State Cougars taking on the Idaho Vandals in the Kibbe Dome. Basically 2 FCS teams. Jimmy Rogers. Jimmy Rogers has listed or at every position on the Washington State depth chart. I actually also found out, because Grant, this shit does matter. I found out that this game is called the Battle for the Palouse. If you didn't know, since these schools are only like 8 miles apart.
No shit.
Yeah. And Jimmy Rogers brought a large contingent of FCS players, so I think it's going to be an evenly matched game between Idaho, who I think is going to be they're going to be a playoff team in the FCS. They also have a new coach, but there's just so much newness. It's going to be played at 8 p.m. on the CW network. So 9 Central Time. So I know Grant and Ethan, you guys are both just dying to stay up for this one, but
since I'll be in
this
Colorado,
is how
I
I'm
have
ending my night.
if I have a sense, and you know what, Dylan, you're going to put money on this game, aren't you?
What are you talking about? I don't gamble on games.
Oh, or sorry, the people who do gamble, they're joking about how they're putting their life savings at college football on at 11 p.m. This is that game.
Yeah. This is how my will is going to be tested of how long I stay up for this game. Just to make sure I stay up and watch the end of it. I might just put a little money on it. I don't know. That's tough to say.
I will say this. I will be in Colorado this weekend, so I will be in Mountain Time. So at least it starts at 8 my time.
Oh yeah, you'll be on my time there, big dog.
Be in your time zone this weekend here, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but let's end it. Let's before we get to curveball of the week here. Let's end it with the game of the week, the big noon kickoff game of the week. It's going to start off with a bang. Ohio State, Texas. Here, who do we got?
Got to be LSU, Clemson.
We're talking Texas, Ohio State now. Yeah, we all picked Clemson.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was reading a text.
Nice job, Pinhead.
I think Texas wins. I think they have a better roster. I think Texas bringing in the new quarterback is going to take time to get going. I think Texas wins.
I agree. Call me crazy, guys. Now this is going to be a hot take here, but Ohio State, I think they're going to get this thing figured out towards the end of the year. But to start the year, I think they're going to be a little slow going. They're not going to be used to the physicality that Texas brings. I like Texas by 10, 27-17.
Ooh, all right. Well, right now, the bigger issue that Ohio State fans, like, this might be the most insecure fan base. I mean, they're more worried about crying that Michigan didn't get the hammer because of cheating. And they've spent more time worrying about that. Like, if you were to talk to an Ohio State fan right now, you would not know that they just won a national title because all they talk about is Michigan. They're more worried about not letting Dave Portnoy or Barstool come and do their shows, or allowing Dave Portnoy into Ohio Stadium because they're that scared of Michigan. They're more worried about a team that they don't play till the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And you're going to tell me that they're focused on this game? Were they focused on Texas? I also and if now that I had my fun poking at the Buckeyes, I'll lay out the reasons why I think Texas is going to win. Now, both teams are starting new quarterbacks. Ohio State breaking in a new defensive coordinator who hasn't coached in college since he started coaching. And we've also seen this where we saw Steve Sarkisian, go into the big house last year and run circles around Wink Martindale while he was still trying to figure out the college game. Could we see something like that? Potentially. I think, it is something similar where I think Ohio State has a really good defense, but as Patricia tries to figure out the college game, I think Sark's going to have things mapped out. I think he's going to have things figured out. I think he's watched the film back of the Ohio State game from the semifinal last year. I think they're also and also Ohio State breaking in a new offensive coordinator, Brian Hartline. And Brian Hartline was supposed to be the offensive coordinator 2 years ago before Ryan Day took it over. In early, right before the Notre Dame game, I believe. So how is he going to adjust to that? I also I think there's questions at running back for Ohio State as well. Who's going to replace the Thunder and Lightning pairing of Junkins and Trey Henderson? I think there's just a little bit too many questions. I think Ohio State keeps this game close, but I got Texas winning a low-scoring defensive battle, 16-10.
There you go.
So, Grant, what do you got for curveball of the week?
So, Dylan, right now the Minnesota State Fair is going on. I want to know, guys, if you could create a state fair meal or food, what would your creation be?
Well, cheese curds. Has to be cheese curds on there.
Yep.
Martha's sweet chocolate chip cookies.
Yep.
And I haven't been to the North Dakota State Fair in I don't know how long. So I'm really kind of basing it on when we went to the Minnesota State Fair with you guys or Ethan. Well, shit, that was 6 years ago now.
Like 6 years ago.
Obviously it's got to be a corn dog. I'm going to be a disgusting human at this, because I gotta
get after it.
I gotta appropriate myself with it. Yep, and get after it. A pickle pizza I seen. Anything that's on a stick, like a pork chop on a stick, give me it. Something that I can eat with my fingers, not like something that I'm gonna have to worry about getting dirty, but something that I can just stab at and go hard at.
I don't even know if this is possible. Like a strawberry cheesecake funnel cake.
Oh, I'm sure it's possible.
Ooh. It's the state fair. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. No, Dylan, I'm with you. Give me the cheese curds. It's a must. Also, I want a big pronto pump. I want that fucking hot dog dipped in pancake batter with ketchup and mustard on a side. And then also the pickle pizza is a must. Also, I'm gonna get there early. I want a big ass fucking cinnamon roll from the food building.
Oh, good call there.
Give me a cinnamon roll, and then you know what? Also, for dessert, I want a strawberry malt. Also,
good choice.
One thing I had this weekend, also guys, when I went, which was delicious, was a bison meatball sub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it had a
little
little wild rice, and in the meatball and in the bun itself, it was delicious. But also, if I could create my own meal, like something new that's there, we have everyone's favorite, a taco in a bag.
Yep.
Not a walking taco.
Not a walking taco. Taco in a bag. What about like a pulled pork sandwich in a bag? Give me crunch up a thing of Fritos, put a little pulled pork in there, maybe some onion, a little pickle, some barbecue sauce.
Oh, I'm in.
With
yep.
Put some coleslaw on top.
Yeah.
Yep. That needs to be a fucking thing next year. Barbecue pulled pork sandwich in a bag.
You know what? Let's just create it. You know what? Hell with it. We'll figure out a time. We'll create that shit.
Absolutely.
Is it the chili cheese Frito? Is that
pouch? The pulled
yes,
pouch.
it's the chili cheese Frito. Yes.
Or the honey barbecue twist.
Oh, can we make it both? Because my fat ass.
We can experiment. We can experiment with this.
I know what we're doing the Friday before Ethan's wedding.
Yeah, that's the rehearsal dinner menu. Grant and I are making pulled pork in a bag.
Pulled pork in a bag. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, pulled pork in a bag.
Right.
How much more state fair-ish could that be?
Yep. Hey, Ethan, did you go? You did.
Yeah,
He's
I said
going.
strawberry cheesecake funnel cake. I want to make that.
Oh yeah, strawberry cheesecake. Okay. All right. Well, we had everything. This is one of our longer episodes in quite a while. We've been trying to keep them at an hour. Now we're about 2 hours in here. So that wraps up this week's episode. We'll be back next week with our week 1 college football recap, our look ahead to week 1 in the NFL, and then previewing week 2 in college football. So busy time of the year. We're about to get some juicy episodes here. Who knows what's going to happen? But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, rate, subscribe, review on Apple, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. But thank you guys again for listening. We'll talk to you next week.